Alright guys, you can already tell it's going to be a good day. We are way down the beach and we're going to get out and have some fun this morning. So as soon as we've arrived on the structure, we've got two good fish at the same time. So it's going to be interesting. That other one is way out there, just sitting. One of the tricks about fighting multiple fish at once is, will they stay away from each other? And these two at this point, they crisscrossed. It's a little tricky. You gotta get those lines straight so they don't tangle and interfere with each other, because braid will cut itself off under load. Got a double. The other two guys are catching up. Finally got out there. All right, this is a big fish. So's the other one. So I'm finally going to get smart. Put that other rod back there in the back rod holder. That fish is way out in the distance now, so
two at once.
He's gonna kind of stay out there and give me some time to land this one.
Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
Sorry about the sun behind me, but my hands are kind of full at the moment.
As soon as I got here and my baits drifted low, they both went off. And that one's about 200 yards out, so just be aware, I'm way out that way.
Good looking fish. So get that lure out of his face.
Uh-oh.
And I shortened the hook removal part.
Who would do that?
It's been 4 or 5 minutes getting that hook out. And this fish died.
Hey, 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 hey.
He's still flipping, but he will not survive if I let him go. So he's a little bigger than I want to keep usually, but
all right, gang.
I'm not going to throw him away where he dies.
You can see him. That's one. I've seen kingfish jumping 10, 12 feet high right in this area this morning.
I believe his first fish is 53 inches. He's a pretty good sized fish. But he fits in just fine. And a lot of people have asked, how do you keep your fish from going bad in that fish hold? I freeze 9 big water bottles and line them 3 wide, 3 long. They stay icy all day while I'm out there on the water. Fish down south always have more spunk than the fish up in town. I don't know why it is. There's some hard fighting fish though. This one is a very light color. He's really light compared to the others. And he also had one of the hooks in his gills, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep him too.
Alright, number 2's solid. He's not as big, but he's kind of on the large side to keep.
So we reloaded. We get moving a little bit. And away he goes. And pretty quickly I knew he was running to what looks like the left here, so
no, the Halco.
Got him up over and pull that other rod up out of the way. It's all about juggling your lines and keeping the others out of the way so you don't end up with multiple hookups. And he has gone around me, so I'm going to clear those lines so that they're not rubbing against each other. And it's leashed, got to move the leash. Kind of tricky, but it's better if you just take your time at this point and let him, well, yeah, let him calm down. And you can get his tail. You can make it look easy either way, unless you drop it. And at this point, my camera died. Couldn't show you that fish. I don't know why it stopped, but the camera just dropped the ball. So now that it came back on, I'm on another fish and the sound is gone. So I'll just narrate it and walk you through what's going on. But it was a day chock full of kingfish. This guy, he's putting his head up out of the water, shaking, I don't know, giving me a chance to get hooked. But take your time, you can get him up there. Let you take a look. We're already full. Actually, we're full now. That's a smaller one. He's number 3 that I'm keeping. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in. And now we've got a limit of kings. Now I'm going to be looking for other types of fish. This one, I don't know what happened. I thought I recorded the whole fight. All I got was pulling the hooks out. Nothing else. But then it kind of went back to normal, except the sound is gone. So back on another fish. The kings, I don't know why. The other guys were catching a few kingfish, and with me, they just follow me around and all jump on the hooks. I don't quite know what I'm doing different, but they sure liked me that day. And it was so much action. You're going to see a lot of it in this video, but trust me, you're only seeing maybe a third or a fourth of what went on. There was a lot of fish on this day. And both batteries ran out, so I stopped filming about a third of the way through the day. Another nice king, except he's got a hook down in the roof of his mouth. I'm trying to get it out as quick as I can and get him back in the water because I can't keep any more and the other guys have already got limits. So I'm pulling up near the structure and I see bonita on the surface. So I throw out there and rip that spoon quick. Wham, got him. And if you've ever played with tuna of any sort, including the miniature tuna bonita or little tunny, all of them are turbocharged, really quick tail movements, and they fight real hard. Some of the time they run straight at you and you gotta chase to get the slack out, but they're pretty good about once they get hooked, you pretty safely have them. And there my rod goes off in the back, so I've got a second fish. Get that third rod out of the water. We don't want 3 at once. And of course he's running a big circle around my other king, which is running out towards the right. So I was able to, luckily, got him to clear, those lines cleared each other. And he's not on the right side to be able to see me pick him out of the water very well, but I got 2 fish on at once. I'll take them however I can get them. So I'm basically just trying to get that fish out of the water. To be honest, I didn't even think about it not being on the correct side. And they're really zippy next to the boat. You got to be careful when you make that grab. But you can see he's an average size little tunny. He's a pretty cool little fish. Got the hooks out. I will keep him because I can trade him for store credit at the bait shop. Turn him into stuff that I do use for fishing. So get that stored. That one, yes, is out of the water. Go get that fish on the other line. So this guy's, I don't know, 200 yards out, way on out there, so I'm going to have to fight him back over to the boat. Luckily he turned where the sun is at a better angle, and he's a little bit tired. Almost dropped him. I paused it because I had to flip him around the other side to get the hooks out. Immediately toss him back. Bouncing a jig off the bottom. When I got to the structure, I found a really good-looking fishy spot, so you never know with that jig. And there were a lot of strawberry groupers or rock hinds. Real pretty little fish. If they're bigger than your hand, you can keep them, and they make excellent fish tacos. This guy, he gets a pass. Go grow up a little bit. But the next fish, while I was messing with the rock hind, my lure went off. It was drifting down close to the bottom, and got us a nice king. That Halco Max 110 is an interesting lure. When you stop paddling, it drops straight below you, and the fish will just hammer it as if it was being trolled. I don't quite get the attraction when it's sitting still, but they like it. This guy had to flip him around too. Get that lure out. Yep. Pretty guy. Back down. So this one, the lure went off. I'm slowly trolling around over the reef. And I'm going to take the time. It seems hooked well. I'm going to get that other line out of the way. But I'm bringing this up, and this fish is taking some good drag. He's running back towards me. He's doing weird stuff. And doesn't feel like a king. But yeah, I just got to look at him. You can tell, that must be a snapper. I'm excited. So I bring a dip net. A lot of guys used to kind of poke fun at me for bringing a dip net offshore, but when you find a good snapper, you'll be really glad you brought that dip net, because it's that easy. You stick him in, you pull him up, good to go. You do have to fish the hooks out of the net, but that's okay. Get the hooks out. And I got something I really want to take home to eat. Show the guys back behind me. You can tell he's pretty good. He's about a 24, 25-inch snapper. We're going to make room for him. I got to push one of those kings forward in the hold so there's room. But I caught a couple of snapper like this. The other one was even a little bigger. Same lure hanging down there below me. And within a few minutes, I got another king. He's ripping the drag, and I wish you could hear it singing, but the sound just cut out for some reason. So I'm going to let him run for a second and get that other lure out of the way. It looks like it's tangled. So I'm trying to get back on this fish. It was a day of mayhem. If things could go wrong, they did, but the fish just kept hammering everything I threw out. And some of them, like this, are really nice fish. It's hard to complain about a fish like that. So I with one hand, I paddled myself back to a better sun angle so you can see this one. He is a nice fish. He's all lit up and lively. Pretty guy. Let's go do this again. We got some sound again, and out the front I'm jigging, and I catch a snapper, almost legal, and a king decides to join the party. I'm like, hold on, dude, I've got my hands full. So, my typical boat ride out there when I go south is it gets mayhem, and I'm not going to pull all the other rods in and only fish one at a time. I'm going to fish 3 at a time and do what I have to fix it up. So, they crossed each other up. I'll figure this out. Strain a little bit, get that one replanted in the rod holder, and hurry up and get this little red snapper in. He's not quite legal. If he's legal, I'll keep him, but not quite. So, as I release the little snapper, and in this sharky water, I have to slip off and go untangle this silly king ran around the rudder, and I cannot get it off. He circled it a couple of times. I got to go down there and get it undone. So quickly as I can, I got it off. I don't want to make a lot of thrashing noise because there are some big sharks down here. So nice and easy, back in the boat. Let's go get that fish. And this fish, he's not a monster. He's just one of those cranky fish that just wants to dart and zip everywhere. Put your hat back on, Professor. So, feet out of the water. We'll get this fish in here in a second. And this one's on a ribbon. Actually, it's a wire rig. I had caught a sand trout down there. And as I'm bringing the fish in, I got him close. He bit through my 105-pound stainless wire. No big deal. Reload. We're back after another one. I got 2 fish on at once, and that one doesn't seem right. It's running exactly the same as my first fish, and turns out they're tangled up. So hold one under my leg, get the other one. I can see what's going on now. They're both hooked together, so I'm going to take the one that I know is in his mouth and fight with that one. But when he comes alongside the boat, you'll see you got to be really careful with this, because he hooked the other line, tangled it all up, so that I've got 6 hooks looking to get a hold of me while I'm trying to get the fish. So you got to be really careful. Be on your game, watch what you're doing. So I got him in, got all that junk away from him, and I need to hurry. I got to get that one last hook out of his face. But I think he's still healthy looking. I think he's going to make it. Get him back in the water. And this guy fought like a tuna. I don't know why some kingfish have so much fight in them, but this guy was a fighter. Got him up there next to me, and he kind of disappointed he's not any bigger than he is, but he just won't behave, won't calm down. Try to get him to pass by and grab his tail. So that was about it. So I ended the day with 15 kingfish. I wanted to show you my little spinner. I finally caught a nice rock hind. That is a stud of a rock hind around here. They don't usually get more than about 10 or 12 inches, and that dude's pretty nice. He went home and sat in the freezer with me. But 15 kings, 5 rock hinds, 2 snapper, 2 gag grouper that I let go, and 1 little tunny. Nice day.